Hello out there, we're on the air. It's race day today here in the Pacific Northwest. Welcome to Portland, Oregon for race number 6 of the 2024 Winston All-American Series, the Freightliner 200. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, lads of all ages, as we welcome you to the the Oregon International Speedway for the 6th stop of the 2024 rendition of the WAS here in beautiful Portland, Oregon. My name is Trey Wright, as we welcome you to the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest Coast here in the beautiful United States of America. 42 cars ready to do battle for 33 laps around this mile-and-a-half oval here in beautiful Portland, Oregon. The NASRN's first foray into the Northwest Territories here in the United States. It's set to be a good one here today at the first rendition and the first ever race here at Portland. And after a great one at a classic track at Talladega in the Winston Select 250 a couple of days ago that saw Ryan Durrani, go into Gatorade Victory Lane in the Winston Select 250 at Dega. Definitely saw a point shakeup, and that, as most super speedways do. And taking a look at your point standings at the bottom of your screen, Jim Vincent left with his good finish in the Winston Select 250. Moves up to first in the point standings, 10 points in front of Matthew Hubert. Nathan Orman remains in third. John Andrews climbs up 4 positions to 4th. Caleb Rose rounds out your top 5. Roy Ribbleton, with him getting caught up in an early crash at Talladega, he's 6th in the point standings. Cole Sampson up to 7th. Alex Lozano loses 2 positions. He's down to 8th. Owen Miles in 9th. And Lucien Bianchi rounds out your top 10 in the points. Vincent left starts 19th on the grid here today. Hubert starts 11th. Orman 17th. Andrews 36th. Caleb Rose 31st, Ribbleton 9th, Cole Sampson 21st, Alex Lozano starts 5th, the second highest behind Bianchi, who starts 3rd, and Owen Miles in the 99 machine starts in the 30th position, but Toby Murphy starts on the pole position. That's 5 bonus points for the driver from Hamilton, New Jersey. And let's take a look at everybody's starting lineups in just a couple of moments. Before we do that, let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to kick off race number 6 of the 2024 season of the WAS, the Freightliner 200.
Drivers, start your engines.
The engines roar to life on the pit lane here at Portland. All 42 cars coming alive here. And Oregon, your starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen. Like we said, Toby Murphy on the inside pole. To his outside is the one machine of Eric Monaco. Like we said in the pre-race, Lucien Bianchi starts 3rd. Behind her is Alex Lozano in 5th, and between the two of them is Nathan Stapleton, his best starting position of the season so far. So everybody rolls off the grid. Your race analysis, the bottom left-hand side of your screen. I apologize if my voice is a little scratchy and a little different than usual the day after I'm recording this. I had a pretty good hockey game for my college last night that caused me to completely destroy my voice. So just bear with me. But like we said, it's a 33-lap showing around this mile-and-a-half with 24 degrees of banking in the corner. No pit stops on the docket here today. So it should be a good one here. But like we said, the NASRN's first foray into the Pacific Northwest here with the North American Sim Racing Network. Pace car makes its way down the pit lane. Murphy and Monaco, a couple of M's starting on the front row. They're through the Reese's restart zone. Green flag is in the air, and race 6 from Oregon is underway. Dead heat at the line between Bianchi and Murphy's going to get that by a couple thousandths of a second. I got to see what that was. 7,000 seconds at the line. But Murphy is going to fall back on that outside lane. This is a lot like Daytona with how dominant that inside lane is, but Lozano down to the inside of Bianchi for the race lead, and already they're swapping positions like they're on the New York floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Stover, who's 11th in the points, already up to second in this one. They are flying around this track. 27-second time. As Stover will go underneath Lozano to the point. Murphy will fall back to 5th. Here comes your Michigan winner, Logan Alexander, in that 31 machine, trying to get to the inside. It's not quite there on Stover, and Brad will lead lap 3 of 33. Already 11th of the way through the race, as here comes Roy Ribbleton with Matthew Hubert right behind him. Hubert right now would be the points leader if this race were to end. Meanwhile, Stapleton quickly falling back in that Sunoco machine. Again, they can do 3 wide here. It's just like with most tracks, 4 wide is what you need to watch out for. But it's Stover, Ribbleton, Hubert, your podium right now. Ferris and Alexander fighting for that 5th spot. Ribbleton now down to the inside of the 95. Three wide behind them. Nathan Orman in the middle of all that. Rogel Dorn behind Brian Ferris. And already we're seeing them cycle a lot here. They race this track kind of like a super speedway, but it's mostly like an intermediate. Especially once they get fanned out like this. And Ribbleton. Oh, Stover had to check up there a lot in that 98 machine. But it's the Dodges running 1-2 right now. And the Bowties running 3rd and 4th. Monaco down to the inside of Ferris for 3rd. But it's all Roy Ribbleton track and laps right now. They're going to really racing in the back as Monaco goes up the hill, 3 wide for 3rd. Ferris will fall back. Almost gets run into the quarter panel there by Dorn, but they keep it straight for now. They bottleneck a little bit going out of turn 2, but they're able to keep it off of one another. Chris Reynolds in the 37 making his way through the field, but it is still Ribbleton and Stover, your top pairing right now. 7 down out of 33. And Ribbleton trying to stay in this lead right now. No pit stops, like we said in the pre-race show. And with no pit stops, it makes on-track action and passing just that more crucial. But here comes Reynolds with a boatload of steam. That 37 car is the fastest on the track right now, and he is hauling A and turning left as he's right behind Stover, and he's pushed that 98 up to the back end of the 95. And while all 42 cars within 3 seconds of one another, Reynolds now down to the inside. Remember, he was in contention to win that race at North Wilkesboro, and he's kind of fallen off the face of the earth ever since. Reynolds currently sitting somewhere down the points. He's currently 34th in the point standings, but right now he is going for the lead. He's underneath Ribbleton. Got some drafting help from Rodriguez behind him, who's found his way up to the final podium position. At the stripe, Ribbleton with a run on the outside, and he will get the lead. I think Reynolds, yeah, he's going to have he's going to take advantage of that dominant lane down low. Chris Reynolds, for the first time since race 2 at North Wilkesboro, is out front here in the Winston All-American Series. Rodriguez sucking up behind that 37. We'll see if he's able to log a fast lap. Not quite yet. It's still Reynolds with the fastest lap. Top 4 breaking away there for a little bit. Top 6 single file. And it's a hornet's nest back in here between Rashwalski and Ferris. Cole Sampson right behind these guys. Donnie Fallington, the 25. Right beside Nathan Orman. And there's the only multi-time winner in the Winston All-American Series so far. Owen Miles currently sitting in 15th. As we go through the field, Reynolds out front. Now Ribbleton wants second back from Rodriguez. Stover a little indecisive in picking a lane. He's going to try and go down to the inside and help his Dodge teammate. That'll strand that 6 on the outside lane, but already closing in on a third of the way through this race. Just like Homestead, this is a dash race, but it's a little bit longer at 200 miles. And them logging laps like this as fast as they are, all under the green flag, are ultimately what is making this race so long, or so short rather. Stover up the hill, nearly got into the 6 of Rodriguez, but they're able to keep it straight. And they keep it off of one another for now. Rodriguez trying to use the momentum on the outside to slingshot him by. Now Stover bombing it through the inside. Oh boy, that got closer. I thought he was going to pinch up into the 6. And right rear himself into the outside wall, but they're able to keep it straight, and Stover, with an incredible 3-wide maneuver, will take sole possession of third place. Your pole sitter Murphy currently back in 6th right now, about to fall into the clutches of Owen Miles in the 99 machine. But it's still Chris Reynolds in that 37 who has led the most laps so far. He's got the fastest lap, doesn't have the pole, so it wouldn't be max points right now for Reynolds as they go 3 wide behind them for 10th. Still an impressive run for Reynolds here, who started back in the 16th spot. You know, it's kind of an improbable run that, you know, he started on the outside lane to start this race, and he's made his way to the front in that 37 Pontiac. But still, we're just past the halfway point through this race, and still anything can happen. We'll go through your full field rundown. So it's Reynolds, Ribbleton in a battle between Rodriguez and Stover for your top 4. Then it's Brian Ferris, Logan Alexander, Alex Sandoval, Riley Sampson, and Toby Murphy rounding out your top 10. There's Cole Sampson, who rounds out the top 10. Donnie Fallington with a run on the 26 is 11th. Kasumi Takashi, glad to see her right side up after that wild crash at Talladega. Owen Miles, Rogel Dorn, Lucien Bianchi. The 88 machine of Nathan Orman, Caleb Rose, Josh Harmon, Will Parrish, Tristan Rashwalski, Alex Lozano, Bradley Ream, Reggie Fogelman, Jana Fogelman, Matthew Hubert, Rich Roy, Cement Oskin, Eric Monaco, who has dropped all the way back to 28th as a 28 machine of Trey Smith goes underneath him. Tyreek Hartman, Skylar Taylor, your last race winner at Talladega. Ryan Durrani underneath him is Danny Fallington, Dylan Matthews, Jim Vincent Leff, Roberto Crown Jr., Logan Williams, Peter Rashwalski, Nathan Buchanan, John Andrews, Mike Vincent Jr., and Nathan Stapleton round out your entire field here as Rodriguez down to the inside of Ribbleton. I'm surprised as Stapleton has been kind of the black sheep of this field so far this season. He's currently 40th in the points, and he just hasn't had a good run in that 5 machine. But right now, 12 laps to go, 11 next time by. We're looking at those lap times. They're 0.3 of a second away. I think that's Juan Rodriguez might be the fastest car on the racetrack right now. Doesn't have the fastest lap, but he is hauling. He's still 0.3 of a second back, but he's going to get some drafting help from the 98 of Stover. Now he moves up high. He's within quote-unquote DRS range of the 37 now, so he should be able to get some drafting help off the back end of that Combos Pontiac. Alex Sandoval, meanwhile, has found himself inside the top 5, and he is cutting his way through this pack. Ribbleton falls back to 5th. I imagine Nathan Orman will be the points leader coming out of this race. But oh, these guys are right with one another. 3 cars under a blanket for second, and they're going to rapidly catch up to that 37. They're still 0.3 of a second back. With under 10 laps to go, they have got to hurry and hope for a potential caution flag here, and that's the last thing Chris Reynolds would want, is to see those yellow caution lights come on. Rodriguez, he's going to have a run on this 37 in a couple of laps. Stover held the brake there for a second on Sandoval. Oh, Rodriguez is coming, and he is coming fast and coming hard on that 37 machine. It's a 5-car battle for this race lead. I don't think Murphy is close to come within striking distance. Sandoval passed over for 3rd, but right now it's Rodriguez right on the back bumper of that 37 machine. He's got an edge. They're going to go side by side down the back for the race lead. Drag race down the back straightaway here in Oregon. Juan Rodriguez trying to snooker another win from the 37 of Chris Reynolds. Rodriguez to the point. Here comes Sandoval in the 96. Can he get around this 37 to potentially have a shot at this race win? 6 to go at the stripe. Reynolds falls back to 2nd. Does he have another shot as Ribbleton takes a swipe at the 96? 5 cars, single file for this race lead. Now Reynolds trying to make a counterattack on that 6. He's going to have drafting help from Sandoval. 5, count them, 5 laps to go as Chris Reynolds takes the race lead back away from Juan Rodriguez. And Rodriguez is going to get posted high on that outside lane. Can he get back down low? No. Ribbleton will take 3rd away. Now here comes Sandoval with a boatload of steam down the back. Alex Sandoval with a little bit of room. Reynolds has got to protect that inside lane, and he does. 4 to go. Oh, Alex had to let out of the gas there, but here he comes. A hard charge from the 96. Ribbleton waiting in the wings if these two screw up. It's been a caution-free race so far. Next time by will make this race official. 3 to go at the line. Can Chris Reynolds hold on, or can Alex Sandoval score the upset in the 96? There's still single file. Ribbleton is going to have a shot to win this race. He's going to push the 96 to wherever he goes. Pontiac, Ford, and Dodge, your top 3 with popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. This race is official, ladies and gentlemen. Caution flag or not. Ribbleton to the inside of Sandoval. Now, can he get this race lead from the 37 machine? Two miles left in the Freightliner 200. Ribbleton back out in 2nd, but it's Chris Reynolds who leads with 1 lap to go here in Oregon. The white flag is in the air. Ribbleton 0.2 of a second back. Sandoval going down to the inside, and I think that's going to be all she wrote. Ribbleton and Sandoval continue to fight for 2nd place, but in front of them, Sandoval with a boatload of steam, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Off the final corner, Sandoval, one last chance down to the inside, not there in time. Chris Reynolds wins the Freightliner 200 in a photo finish at Oregon. And if Sandoval had one last lap, I think he would have gotten him 0.07 of a second your interval in a caution-free race. And if that was Talladega from last week, Sandoval absolutely would have had the 37 at the line. But Chris Reynolds getting redemption from North Wilkesboro 4 races later. And 66 thousandths of a second your margin of victory. So we take a look at your full race standings. Every car finishing the race on the lead lap. In a caution-free contest here from Oregon. Reynolds, Sandoval, Ribbleton, Rodriguez, and Stover, your top 5. Dorn, Takashi, Murphy, Sampson, and Ferris, your top 10. And again, nobody knocked out of this race, but Nathan Stapleton, who started the race 4th, falls all the way back to 40th in the number 5 machine. But yet another caution-free race in the Winston All-American Series. I think these caution-free races are starting to grow on to me. A great back-and-forth battle between Reynolds, Sandoval, and Ribbleton and Rodriguez there in this one. But a great race regardless, a competitive race, and hey, a great first impression of the Oregon International Speedway. And I think if we end up doing the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, which right now it's still hovering at about 80% if that series is a go, I think Oregon will definitely be on the schedule for that. But that's going to wrap up things here at the Oregon International Speedway. Congratulations to Chris Reynolds on his first win of the Winston All-American Series, the Freightliner 200 here in Portland, Oregon. And that's all I've got. Thank you all so much for tuning in of today's broadcast of Winston All-American Series action here on the North American Sim Racing Network. And we will see you in a couple of days, a little bit east, but right in the heartland of America. Another new track here on the North American Sim Racing Network. The one, the only, the Thornton Street Course in Thornton, Illinois, for the Dollar General Illinois Grand Prix on February 10th here on the North American Sim Racing Network. But that's it here from Portland, Oregon. On behalf of everybody at the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Here are your point standings after race number 6 of 15, and from the Oregon International Speedway, I am Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks.